What's up, everybody watching this review? This is my Monday Night Raw review. Raw Brooklyn, the Raw after SummerSlam 2016. So, before I get to my review, I'm going to look at a tweet I put out. Asking people, my followers on Twitter, asking them to, well, I didn't ask them, maybe some did it, maybe some didn't, doesn't really matter to me. Put out a tweet asking, retweet if you thought Raw was good, and like, or whatever, fave, like, it's the same thing, favor, like if you thought Raw was bad, or if you think Raw was bad. So the results are 3 retweets, people thought it was good, and 2 likes. So 2 people thought it was bad, 3 thought it was good so far. So there it is. No Twitter poll tonight for Raw. I didn't feel like doing a Twitter poll asking people to rate Raw. I didn't feel like it. So here we go with my Raw review. Very sad. Raw kicked off with breaking news. Tragic. Very sad news. I didn't even hear about this. I didn't read the internet much at all today. I'm talking about I didn't read wrestling news. I didn't read any news about WWE and rumors about other wrestlers. Anyways, I usually try to read it once a day. Or look at news in wrestling. So I didn't hear about this. I heard a rumor around 2 o'clock. Anyways, around 2 o'clock when I was off work. I read a rumor that Finn Balor may be injured, that he separated his shoulder during SummerSlam, during the match, when he was thrown into the barricade. He separated his shoulder, and they said on Raw, he popped it back in himself, and he finished the match. And then he won the Universal title. I'm sure he's booked to go over Rollins. That makes a lot of sense because it's his pay-per-view debut. And the sad thing is, why is this so sad? I'll tell you why. Because Ballard was just called up. He did compete on Raw. He became #1 contender on Raw. The guy got a massive, major push. He was undefeated so far. He won at SummerSlam, becoming Raw's Universal Champion. And it sucks. Not only is it sad, but it really sucks that Raw had to kick off with announcing Finn Balor has an injured shoulder. And I think he's going to be out for 6 months. I'm not sure the timetable, but it's probably going to be a long time, a couple months. It's really sad and tragic because the guy just debuted. And he would have been a great Universal Champion. He would have been a great defending, fighting Universal Champion. But now he's not. Who are they going to give it to? Hopefully Rollins. That's who I'd give it to. Anyways, other people are in the match. It's a fatal 4-way next week for the Universal Championship. They had matches tonight. The winners of those matches would go next week to the fatal 4-way for the Universal title. Ballard had it was tragic. The guy walked down to the ring. He was actually smiling. And maybe he's smiling because the crowd was giving him a standing ovation and they were cheering Ballard. But if I was Ballard, I wouldn't be smiling. I'd be sad as hell. I'd be depressed as fuck. And it was damn depressing. It didn't put me in a good mood watching the start of Raw. It was a real downer. It was sad as hell. Real downer, very awful, sad start to Monday Night Raw after SummerSlam, and it should have been a great start. It should have been a celebration of Finn Balor winning the championship. Instead, he has to hand it over to Stephanie. And then Mick Foley's there, and because he's GM. And then we had, anyways, just very sad. It was just tragic. Anyways, then Ballard's injured. It sucks. It's sad as hell. It's depressing as hell. But the show must go on. And the show, the WWE, Monday Night Raw, the show will always go on. Doesn't matter how many superstars leave, retire, get injured, the show will always go on. So, the crowd was chanting, "Thank you, Finn, thank you, Finn." That was pretty awesome. Brooklyn to start chanting, "Thank you, Finn." Anyways, Ballard, it sucks that the guy just won on his first pay-per-view, and now he can't even work any pay-per-views or any Raws. And he can't even defend the Universal title. So the crowd's chanting, "Thank you, Finn." That was awesome. Then out comes Seth Rollins. Ballard was walking in the back. Seth Rollins walks out, goes right past him. He's laughing. He's smiling. That was damn good. Damn good heel Rollins is. That made me laugh. Maybe some were pissed off that Rollins was laughing about Ballard getting injured, but get over it. The guy's a heel. That's what he does. And he's damn good at it. So Rollins comes out and basically says, "Just give me the Universal title." And then out comes Sami Zayn. He gets a massive pop. Huge pop for Sami Zayn. He comes out. I was excited when I heard Sami's music hit because I thought we would get Rollins and Zayn for the Universal title. But it wasn't for the title. That match was made, it just wasn't for the Universal title. I thought when Zayn came out, I thought maybe they'll give him the Universal title tonight in Brooklyn and end the show on a huge, shocking surprise victory by Sami Zayn to become the first Universal Champion. I thought that would have been better than making a Fatal 4-Way, but I'm not booking the show. WWE is. I don't know who's booking, but I would have booked it to have Zayn versus Rollins for the Universal title to end the show, to main event the show, and then I would have Rollins lose to Sami Zayn. And Zayn go off the air, go off. Raw ends with Sami Zayn holding the Universal Championship in the air. And before Zayn, it was announced by Mick Foley that matches would be taking place, and whoever wins goes a Fatal 4-Way next week on Raw for the Universal title. So Mick Foley or Stephanie, whoever it was, they announced Sami Zayn versus Rollins is going to take place next, the first match of Raw. Well, before that, I was tweeting on Twitter that I think the Universal title is cursed. And I still believe it's cursed. Because nobody likes the Universal title. The crowd booed it at SummerSlam, and look what happened. The first Universal Champion got injured. Is that the title's fault? No, I guess it's not. Of course it's not the title's fault. The title's not alive. It's not living. Still, it really makes me wonder and think that I just feel the Universal title is cursed. And they should get rid of that belt and throw it in the trash and burn it. And they should just come up with a new belt, a new design. And don't call it the Universal title. Throw away the Universal title and burn it, because I believe that belt, I believe it. I'm not joking. I'm not making a joke. I believe the Universal title is cursed. Because then Sami and Rollins, their match starts, and Sami Zayn gets injured. I believe he injured his ankle. I don't think he was making it up and just selling. I think he really injured his ankle. He could barely stand on it. He could barely finish the match. And this match is to go to the Fatal 4-Way for a shot at the Universal title. And I still believe it has to be cursed. Whoever wins the Universal title is going to be cursed. Because look, Sami Zayn got injured. And last night Balor got injured. And you could just say, well, in pro wrestling, shit like that happens. Any night of any day of any show, anybody could get injured. I don't care. I still believe the Universal title is cursed. That blood on the belt, the Universal belt, has red in it. A lot of red in it. I believe the leather strap is red. Well, it must be cursed in blood from the devil or something, because Balor getting injured, not good. And Zayn getting injured, not good. That title is cursed. Whoever fights for it is cursed. And I hope that doesn't mean whoever wins it is injured. But I think it's cursed. Just come up with a new title, different name, better name, and it won't be cursed. Somebody put a curse on that title. I don't know who. One of my followers, a friend of mine on Twitter, said maybe Papa Shango cursed the title, put a spell on it and cursed it. That was damn funny. Believe your name is David. That was a damn good tweet to me. That Papa Shango put a curse on the Universal title. So Seth Rollins, Sami Zayn, it was not that good because of Zayn getting an injured ankle. Seth Rollins wins with the pedigree up next. And before Rollins came out and then Sami Zayn came out, before that Y2J then came out. And then Kevin Owens came out. He got a good pop. And then Enzo Amore and Big Cash came out. They got a huge pop. Probably one of the biggest pops of the night. Close to Bayley's pop and the Dudley's pop. So Enzo and Cash probably had the biggest pop of the night. And then next was probably Bayley. So then after Enzo and Cash out has to come Roman fucking Reigns. That fucker had to come out. He shouldn't be involved in the Universal title. He shouldn't be involved in the Universal title picture. He should not be involved. I send him to SmackDown. I don't know. Just don't put him in the Universal title picture, but the fucker is. So after that, Rollins wins with the pedigree after everybody was coming in the ring, wanting to fight, wanting to get a shot at the Universal title. Then we had Kevin Owens. Whoever wins this goes to the Fatal 4-Way. Next week, Kevin Owens against Neville. And I tweeted out, somebody better call 911 because somebody's going to get injured next because the Universal title is cursed. I was making a joke. I didn't want anybody to get injured. I never want a wrestler to be injured. Except Eva Marie should be injured. In the ring. So she can stop wrestling and stop playing wrestler. Because she's fucking sucks. And Eva's going to keep on sucking. Like the Jolly Ranchers commercial says. So Kevin Owens, Neville, decent match. I enjoyed it. Both of these guys were great in NXT. Both were great NXT champions. Kevin Owens wins, goes on to the Fatal 4-Way. Up next, we had The New Day come out. And they had a segment, promo by The New Day. Big E was back with The New Day. New Day comes out, gets on the mic, says they've been champions for 365 days. That is awesome. That's great. I love the New Day. They're a great team. Do not break them up yet. I don't think they should be broken up until after WrestleMania 33. That's just my opinion. I enjoy the New Day. They are awesome. They're funny as hell. They're a great team. They all got great chemistry together. Obviously, you can tell that Woods, Kofi, and Big E, you can tell that they're real friends in real life. They enjoy being around each other. They enjoy having fun in the ring together, promos and matches. New Day segment, pretty good. Then out comes Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. They come out. And they go back and forth with the New Day. Then we have a match. Big E returns to the ring. Big E against Carl Anderson. Decent match. Big E wins. I was happy about that because I'm a big fan of the New Day. But I'm a fan of Carl and Luke also. But I'm a bigger fan of the New Day. So Big E wins. That was good. Up next we had Titus O'Neil come out and just wouldn't shut up on the microphone. It was getting boring as hell. He was going on and on and on. It was boring. Titus O'Neil kept bashing Darren Young and Bob Backlund over and over. Then he's bashing Brooklyn. Before that, he's bashing Brooklyn and New York and stuff like that. It was stupid. Anyways, Titus started blaming. He blamed Darren for, I don't know, for beating him. I don't even remember. He's blaming Darren Young for saying if it wasn't for Darren Young, I would be Universal Champion right now. Whatever. Titus, you're not going to be a world champion on either brand. I doubt it. Apollo Crews has a better chance of being a world champion than you do, Titus. And Apollo Crews is not getting pushed at all. The guy's being booked horribly. It's pathetic what they're doing with Apollo Crews. But so Titus keeps blaming Darren. It was stupid. And it was a waste of time. And then out comes Bob Backlund because Titus wouldn't shut up and he's calling out Bob Backlund or Darren Young. And then out comes Bob Backlund, gets in his face. Titus throws him up against the corner, threatening him. And then Bob Backlund comes out of the corner, locks on the chicken wing. That was pretty good. That was funny. I popped for that. And then out comes, and then Darren picks up Bob Backlund. The guy's like 69 years old, or 68, maybe 70. Still in great shape, but he's close to 70. Titus picks him up, body slams Bob Backlund. Bob Backlund can still take a bump. He took the body slam fine, but that was not cool to do that to Bob Backlund. Guy's a legend. Anyways, then out comes Darren Young to make the save, and it was, nobody cared. Sadly, nobody cared. I like Darren, I like Bob Backlund, Titus. I don't know, I used to be a fan of Titus when he's a babyface. I don't care about the guy anymore. And Darren Young wasn't even booked on Raw, so how are they going to make him great again when he wasn't even used on Monday Night Raw? That's pretty pathetic. You didn't even use him on the show. So up next we had, what was next? Oh yeah, after he body slammed Bob Backlund, then Titus hit the Clash of the Titus on Darren Young. So I guess they're going to have a match at the first Raw pay-per-view Clash of Champions. I don't know when that is. Maybe the end of September. Or October. I mean, 2 pay-per-views. Just talking about the 2 pay-per-views every month now. Except for, November at Survivor Series and Royal Rumble and WrestleMania and SummerSlam. There will not be 2 WWE brand split pay-per-views a month. But talking about 2 pay-per-views in September, October, December, February, maybe March, April, May, June, July. 2 pay-per-views a month, especially when NFL football season starts. I guarantee you my Packers are probably going to play on Sunday Night Football a couple times during a WWE Raw or SmackDown pay-per-view. And if that happens, I didn't check the Packers schedule, but I guarantee you they have Sunday night games. If it's during a pay-per-view, I will watch my Packers over a Raw and SmackDown pay-per-view. So I will not be tweeting. I will not be tweeting every Raw and SmackDown pay-per-view a month, especially if there's a damn good football game on, or if there's my Packers playing. I will pick my Packers over Raw and SmackDown pay-per-views. If it's a Survivor Series, that's different. I would watch Survivor Series. If it's Royal Rumble, I'd watch Royal Rumble. over NFL. Not just any NFL game. I'm talking about my Packers. I am a Packers fan. I have been since I was like 7 years old. Or 8 years old. Since Brett Favre started playing and made his first start. That's when I started really watching the Packers every single week religiously. So, anyways, I will watch Survivor Series over the Packers. And I'll take the Packers. I'll watch Rumble over the Packers. I'll watch WrestleMania over the Packers. And SummerSlam, I'll watch... Well, there's no football during SummerSlam. Anyways. So, what was... After the Clash of the Titans, we had Stephanie McMahon. They showed the video of what Brock Lesnar did to Randy Orton last night. A lot of people hated it. I was not one of them. I did not hate the ending. It ended kind of abruptly. I mean, they announced Lesnar won by TKO. That was kind of weird, but at least it was something different than just a 1-2-3 count. That where we see that every fucking match is a 1-2-3 count or a submission tap out or a DQ. So at least the TKO was something different. That's what I like about it. I had no problem with the finish, but after Brock F5 Shane, and then the show, Brock just walked up the ramp, the show ended. That was kind of weird, how it just ended like that. The spot, before Stephanie commented on what Brock did, the spot where Brock busted open Randy, it was set up. It was discussed and agreed to backstage. Vince knew. Brock did not decide to go into business for himself. Brock did not just decide to do those elbows out of nowhere without getting permission. I don't know how Brock Lesnar can keep getting permission to have guys bleed in his matches. I'm talking about guys like Undertaker. Brock bled in the Hell in a Cell last year. I don't know. Seems like every Brock match they let somebody bleed in it, and they're supposed to be PG, but at least there could be blood on pay-per-views, I guess. This was not by accident. Brock hitting those elbows, that was not by accident. That was already planned. So Vince, I'm surprised Vince agreed to let there be some blood, but then again, they didn't know how much blood was going to spray and drip and pour out of Randy Orton's head. It was pouring out of his head like a faucet. It was insane to watch. I saw that blood dripping off of Randy Orton like a faucet, and I was damn surprised. I was like, holy shit. He's bleeding a lot, and it's not going to stop. And it was covering the ring mat. It wasn't a pretty scene. I enjoyed seeing the blood, but it wasn't. It was a nasty looking cut. Orton needed 7 staples to close it. Anyways, Brock hit one elbow. I watched it back very closely. He hit one elbow. It did not bust Randy open. Then he hit another elbow very viciously. Like, it was disturbing to see him hit that second elbow with the force. You could hear him cracking Randy's head open. I mean, you could hear the skin on skin. It was like, bam, it was insane. So, that second elbow, when he busted open Randy, and then Randy started moving his head like this because he started bleeding a lot. When he hit that second elbow, I cringed. I was like, holy shit. That was a very hard-hitting elbow to Orton's head. So Orton was definitely busted open by that elbow. He did not bleed. So Stephanie comments. I don't know why she commented, because I guess Brock is part of Raw. But Shane got F5'd. Shane should say something about it on SmackDown tomorrow, maybe, I don't know, challenge Brock. But that'd be pointless, because Shane would just get his ass kicked and lose to Brock. And I wouldn't really care to see Shane against Brock, because Brock would just destroy Shane. He would destroy him and kill him. So Stephanie says Brock is going to really suffer the repercussions of whatever they have planned for him. Or that Brock really crossed the line. Up next we had Lana in the ring, talking on the mic, saying how everybody in the crowd is never going to get her. Well, they weren't going to get you anyway, because you're a married woman to Rusev. I like Rusev a lot. The guy's a great talent. And Lana is damn great to look at. So Lana talks on the mic. I'm getting kind of tired of hearing Lana cut promos to bring out Rusev. That's boring to me. They need to put Lana back in the ring and just have her wrestle every week so she can get better and better. I guarantee you Lana is better than Eva Marie. So Lana brings out Rusev, and then out comes Big Cash. Rusev versus Cash. Winner goes to the Fatal 4-Way. Big Cash wins. Cash wins by count out. I was happy to see that. And then we had a Y2J, Jericho and Kevin Owens interview backstage with Tom Phillips. They're picking on Tom Phillips again. Jericho was giving him a hard time again, making fun of him, calling him the wrong name, saying, or Tom, I said, this is Tom Phillips, and then Jericho called him, okay, Phillip. That's not the guy's name. His name is Tom Phillips, and Jericho's calling him Phillip. But that was damn funny. I like Tom Phillips. In NXT, Tom Phillips is very good. Guy's a good announcer. So after that, we had Charlotte and Dana Brooke. They announced we're coming out to the ring next, because Charlotte is the new women's champion. We all know that. Sadly, the rumors of Bayley getting injured last night, well, she was already injured. But it was confirmed. I read it today that Sasha, did I say Bayley was already injured? I didn't mean Bayley. Sasha was already injured. Going into the SummerSlam match, she had bad lower back pain. Hopefully it's not too severe, because back pain could cripple you to never wrestle again. A guy by the name of Ricky Steamboat had to retire when he was like 41 years old, or 42. He decided to retire because he had a bad back injury. And then he retired, and I think he might have back surgery. A guy by the name of Shawn Michaels was out of wrestling for 4 years after he had to have back surgery. So I really hope Sasha Banks heals 100% on her 30-day break and vacation, 30 days of resting her body up, because her body's really beat up. Her wrestling style, she is tiny. Her body frame is really tiny. She does some insane spots in the ring. She always dives out of the ring. That's not safe because she's so tiny, but that's what she wants to do to entertain the fans. And she does other high-impact moves, not just diving to the outside. She does a lot of stuff that's damn good in the ring, frog splashes, stuff like that. So then Charlotte comes out. So Sasha, on Sasha's break, Sasha, get well soon. I hope to see you back 100%, so you can win the women's title back. So now Charlotte and Dana come out. Charlotte gets on the mic, cuts a promo, rips Brooklyn, which was pretty funny. And then she says, and then Mick Foley, or Dana and Charlotte were about to leave the ring. Then Mick Foley comes out. His music hit. When Mick Foley's music hit, I thought Bayley is coming next, for sure. Crowd was chanting during Charlotte Charlotte's promo, not Sasha. During Charlotte's promo, they started chanting, "Hey, we want some Bayley," over and over. And then Mick Foley came out and said, "Charlotte, you're not going anywhere. Stay right there, because Sasha Banks, when she comes back, she is getting her rematch for the women's title." And then Mick Foley says, "And I am going to announce we just signed the hottest free agent out there." And he goes, "This woman is the hottest free agent out there, and she's going to be part of the Raw Women's Division." And then Mick Foley's, there's a big pause, and then Bayley's music hits the crowd, explodes in Brooklyn. I was super happy, very excited that Bayley debuted on Raw, showed up in Brooklyn. They had to have Bayley show up in Brooklyn tonight. You had to do it. It was a perfect time to do it. The absolute perfect time. Have Charlotte in the ring cutting a promo saying, "Nobody can beat me, nobody is gonna beat me, nobody's left for me to beat." Well, then out comes Bayley after Mick Foley announced that he signed her to Raw. So Bayley gets a huge reaction, and Bayley gets on the mic. The crowd is going insane, chanting at Bayley, "You deserve it, you deserve it, you deserve it." Yes, she does. She deserves it probably more than any woman in the WWE. She really deserves to be on the main roster because she has stayed in NXT longer than any of the 3 of the 4 horsewomen. Bayley's been there the longest. She's been there without Becky, without Charlotte, without Sasha for over a year by herself. Even Nia Jax was caught up. Carmella was caught up. Alexa Bliss was caught up before. Eva fucking Marie. Eva God-awful Marie was caught up before Bayley. So Bayley deserves this probably more than anybody employed by WWE. She really deserves to be on Raw and the main roster. Hopefully she'll get a raise in her pay now that she's on the main roster. I don't know. But I would like to think that she'll make more money off more merchandise sales from being on the main roster. So Bayley comes out, gets on the mic, challenges Charlotte, and says, "How about giving me a women's title match?" The crowd goes crazy, and then Charlotte declines and is not going to give her a women's title match. I thought it would have been good if Bayley and Charlotte tonight in Brooklyn would have main evented Raw Brooklyn, but that was not going to happen because of stupid Roman Reigns. The company forcing us to watch Roman Reigns in a fucking main event for no reason. It was dumb as hell. The only reason they're putting Roman in the main event, I'll talk about that when I talk about the main event. So Bayley then, Mick Foley says, "How about you take on Dana Brooke right now and make your in-ring debut?" Crowd likes that. Bayley wins with the belly to belly. It was great. I was so happy. I mean, in the beginning of Raw, I was really sad, damn depressed. But when Bayley came out, my frown turned upside down, and I was smiling for her entire segment and her entire match. I love Bayley. Her character, her personality. I'm not just talking about her character. I'm talking about her real life personality. It just makes you happy and makes you smile. And I love Bayley so much. I just want to see her do well on the main roster because she deserves everything. She deserves every title she wins. She deserves every pay-per-view match. Hopefully she's on a lot of Raw pay-per-views. And she even deserves a WrestleMania main event. That's how high I am on Bayley. That's how much I believe in her. I believe her and Sasha, even Charlotte. Her, Sasha, and Charlotte someday, maybe WrestleMania 33. but I doubt it because I don't think WWE will put the women in the main event next year. I don't think they're ready to do that. Anyways, Bayley deserves to be the main event of WrestleMania. Sasha deserves that, and Charlotte deserves it, and that's what I think. But Bayley, she deserves everything good in her career. She deserves to get it. Everything good and positive, she deserves it. And if you dislike Bayley as a fan of WWE or a fan of pro wrestling, if you dislike Bayley, you're evil. And something is wrong with you. If you think her character is boring, well, that's okay. But if you dislike her as a character or a person, you are sick and you're evil. And I've said that before on my videos. If you dislike Bayley, you are evil and there's something wrong with you. I really believe that. So it's great to see Bayley finally debut on Raw. She should have about a year ago, but whatever. She was still NXT Women's Champion a year ago, so she needed to stay there for a while. So up next, then, after Bayley defeated Dana, we had Braun Strowman take on his jobber in his local jobber challenge on Raw. It was pretty damn good. Braun Strowman defeats this guy called Johnny. His name was Johnny Knockout. I'm not joking. His name was Johnny Knockout. Well, the fucker got knocked out, that's for sure. If his plan was to get knocked out and defeated really quick, he accomplished it. So Johnny Knockout, before the match, he gets interviewed in the ring by Byron, and then Byron says, how do you plan to beat Braun Strowman? And he says something like, I like big sweaty guys. Okay, I didn't need to know that, but how is that going to get you to beat Braun Strowman again? That you like big sweaty guys? I didn't need to know that. That was disturbing to hear on Raw. I don't know why he said it. Maybe he was told to say it. It fucking made no sense. If somebody on the creative team thought that it was funny to have him say I like big sweaty guys, that was not funny. That was not even 5-year-old humor. It was really bad and it was lame as fuck. It was not funny. It was disturbing and it was dumb as hell. Anyways, Braun Strowman wins, defeating Johnny Knockout, and he knocked his ass out. It was pretty damn funny. He beat him twice, by the way. He told the ref to get down again and count 3 again, so Braun Strowman defeated Johnny Knockout twice. That was damn funny. Then up next we had the Dudley Boys segment, where the Dudleys on Twitter announced that they were retiring. They didn't say they were retiring, but they just said we're walking off into the sunset, stuff like that. They're teasing that they're retiring on Twitter. And Bubba and I believe Devon both tweeted 1 year ago they returned in Brooklyn, and tonight they're going to say goodbye. So the Dudleys come out, they talk on the mic, cut a pretty good promo. It was pretty damn good segment. I enjoyed it. Dudley's, then Bubba Ray gets on the mic and says, no, you're thanking us, but we want to thank you. And then Bubba's saying thank you to the fans. That was pretty awesome. And Devon, then they're chanting, testify, thank you Dudley, stuff like that. I'm sure hashtag thank you Dudley started trending. When Raw ended, Dudleys were trending number 3. Bayley was trending number 4 or 5 still, and Raw wasn't trending, but Dudleys and Bayley were trending. Also, I believe Cash was also trending at one time during Raw. So the Dudleys then try to say goodbye, and then out come the Shining Stars. I don't know why they're not Shining Stars. They're people that nobody care about. They are wrestlers. The Shining Stars are guys that nobody gives a F about. Nobody gives a fuck about the Shining Stars. They come out, interrupt the Dudleys, and say, get out of the ring, you're washed up, you're has-beens, just leave. They were talking a lot of trash. The Dudleys were pissed. Well, they hit a 3D on one of the Shining Stars. Which one? I don't really care. And then the crowd was chanting, Bubba was chanting, 1, 2, 3, and then got the crowd to chant, get the tables. The crowd exploded, chanting, get the tables. And then Bubba started chanting, tables, tables, get the crowd chanting, tables, tables. So Devon gets out the table, sets it up in the ring. Out comes Gallows and Anderson. I guess because they wanted to destroy the Dudleys and make a statement. Because they're heels. So they just got more heat on them. That was good for Gallows and Anderson, that they got more heat on them. They do the Magic Killer to Devon through the table. Pretty good segment. I enjoyed it. The Dudleys cannot go out like that. I believe they just signed a 1-year contract. Or whatever the amount of the contract is. Maybe 2 more years. Dudleys just signed a new deal, I think, a month ago. So I don't think they're retiring. But even though they're not retiring, it's still a damn good segment. The Dudleys cutting their promo, thanking the fans. Fans also chanted ECW, ECW. That was nice respect from Brooklyn, because the Dudleys really helped ECW when they were there. In New York area, Brooklyn, New York, Manhattan, New York City, Queens, they were all loved ECW. When ECW would go there, they would get huge crowds. Always sold out in New York and Philly, but New York really was attached and loved ECW. And they loved the Dudleys. I'm not from New York, but I love the New York fans, and I'm sure they respect the Dudleys for their time in the business. They've been a team for 20 years. They debuted they got together. Bubba Ray and Devon got together in February of '96. So they've been a team for over 20 years. They deserve, at least on Twitter, they deserved for you to tweet #ThankYouDudleys, because they've been a team for 20 years, and they've been a great team for 20 years. So up next, after the Magic Killer through the table, we get a Sheamus backstage interview. I don't care, and that's all I'm going to talk about it. It was boring, and I'm done with Sheamus. Now to the main event, which the final match, the winner would go the Fatal 4-Way next week. Chris Jericho against Roman Reigns. This match was pretty decent. It was pretty good. I thought Jericho might win. He had the walls of Jericho locked on. I was excited about that. I wanted Roman to tap. But of course he wouldn't tap. And now I'm going to start shooting. Whoever is booking Roman Reigns, stop it. Stop booking the guy like you were booking him last December. Quit booking him like a fucking Superman. He's not going to replace John Cena. He's not going to become the franchise of the company like Cena has. He's not going to be as good as Cena was. Because you can hate John Cena all you want. I respect the guy. I don't think anybody works harder in the company than John Cena. I mean, the guy is constantly promoting WWE whenever he goes on shows, stuff like that. And will Cena ever leave for Hollywood? I don't know. I don't care. He's already made a couple movies. Anyways, Roman, I don't know why they're continue to. I mean, this is the second fucking week they've put Roman in the Raw main event. I got a problem with that, because I think that's stupid to be putting Roman in the Raw main event 2 weeks in a row. It was pointless last week before SummerSlam to build up SummerSlam with Roman Rusev. Roman gets booed every damn week. The guy, I will continue to say it, and it is the truth. He only gets cheered by cougars, MILFs, and kids. That's who he's only getting cheered by. And probably 70% of the crowd is guys. And maybe they bring their girlfriends or wives, or whatever. I don't know how many women watch WWE. If it's 30% or more, I don't know. But I'll just say 70% of the guys in the crowd boo Roman Reigns. And they're not booing him like John Cena. They're booing Roman like, get the fuck off of get the fuck out of the ring. And get the fuck off of Monday Night Raw. And get the fuck out of the main event of Raw. That's how they're treating Roman Reigns. I mean, the boos are not just good heat. And the guy's not even a fucking heel. Roman is not even a fucking heel. And the guy's getting heel reactions. And that's not good. If you're going to make him heel, make the fucker heel. And take, as I said last night, SummerSlam review, take Roman off TV. Take Roman off of TV for a month. Have him return out of nowhere and beat the fuck out of a babyface. I don't know who the most over babyface is on Raw. Sami Zayn or Enzo Amore and Cash. Have Roman return and beat the fuck out of them. And get a lot of heel heat and become a heel. Stop interviewing Roman. Stop having him cut promos. I don't care if the promo is 20 seconds tonight. He sucks at talking and cutting promos. If I tried, I could cut a better promo than him off the top of my head if I wanted to. But I don't want to right now because I'm not going to get paid to cut a promo, so why cut it? I'm just telling you, I guarantee you I could cut a better promo than Roman. I don't have a problem with Roman as a person, but how they're booking him and putting him in the main events of Raw. This was the second week in a row. I don't know why they're doing it. They're must be trying to build him up slowly to be the guy again. Well, you're not the guy. You're not a bad guy. You're not a good guy. You're just a shadow to me. You're invisible to me. I could care less about his character. His character sucks. I don't know what his character is as a babyface. This fucking howling to the moon, that is stupid. People should be over that by now. He's been doing that for like 3 fucking years. Oh, he did that in the Shield, but I guess I don't know. He was a heel in the Shield. People didn't really care what Roman did when he was in the Shield. People more looked at what Ambrose and Rollins did in the Shield. I don't think people care about Reigns in the Shield. Maybe the kids and Cougars, but I didn't. So, anyways, I don't dislike Roman as a person. How they book him is stupid as hell. Stop putting him in Raw main events. You're trying to make him shine like he's going to be the next Cena. He's not going to be. That's my problem. I mean, next fucking week, I have fear. My fear is next week, Roman is in his 3rd Raw main event. 3rd in a row. Against Kevin Owens, Rollins, and Big Cash. So I guess you have 2 baby faces in Reigns and Big Cash against 2 heels in a Fatal 4-Way. My pick to go over be the next Universal Champion, because sadly, Ballard was a champion for 22 hours. So he will go down in the record books as a first champion. I still say the Universal title is cursed. And whoever wins it next will probably be cursed. And something bad will happen, sadly. I don't wish that, but I just believe it. So, oh my God, next week, Fatal 4-Way, I really hope Roman Reigns does not win the championship, the Universal title. Give it to Kevin Owens. He'd be a better champion. He's a damn good heel. He deserves it more than Roman. Reigns should not be rewarded after being suspended. And you could say Brock should not be rewarded for winning at SummerSlam. Well, the company treats Brock different. And everybody knows that. He's treated different because of his giant contract. And if I don't know, if Vince wanted Brock to get beat down by Randy, Brock might not agree to that. And would probably say, I'm not doing that. And then Vince would just have to let Brock be Brock, and Brock would do whatever he wants, I believe. I don't know if Brock loves the business. I don't think he does anymore. He probably did when he first got in it. He's just doing this for a paycheck. And I don't have a problem with that. But everybody knows Brock is treated different than Roman Reigns. And he should be. He's a bigger star than Roman Reigns, in my opinion. They both failed tests. Still, I believe Brock should have defeated Randy Orton. Because that's just what I believe and feel. I don't feel that Roman should become Universal Champion. That would be a big mistake. Give it to Kevin Owens. Give it to Rollins first. Rollins is my first pick to get the title. If it's not him, give it to Kevin Owens. If it's not Kevin Owens, give it to Big Cash. Cash, he deserves it more than Reigns, in my opinion. If Cash won, it'd be a shocking victory. The crowd would pop. They would like it. If Reigns wins, people are probably going to riot and throw shit in the ring and be pissed. Don't give the title to Reigns. If you do, that'll piss me off. Because, I don't know. The pattern is the last 2 weeks he's been put in the Raw main event. So the pattern is the third week, it's not looking good. He might win the championship. Again, don't give the championship to Roman Reigns. Even though the Universal title is cursed, if it really is cursed, and I do believe it is, give it to Reigns. So then he'll be cursed, and he'll get injured. I don't know, give it to Reigns, because I don't want Rollins getting injured, I don't want Owens getting injured, and I don't want Cash getting injured. This may sound sick, and I might get attacked and bashed for saying this, but the title's cursed. So if they're going to give it to somebody, the Universal title's cursed. Have the curse go to Roman Reigns. That's just how I feel. I'll still be pissed if Reigns wins. Even though I believe the title's cursed, I'll still be pissed if he wins. I think Rollins should win. If not Rollins, Kevin Owens. If not Owens, give it to Cash. That's my Raw review. Follow me on Twitter at TNA WWE Guy and at NXT WWE Guy. Sorry, I went longer. You don't have to watch the whole show. You don't even have to watch 2 minutes. If you think I'm boring, turn the show off. If you think it's too long, you don't have to watch. Subscribe to my YouTube. Follow me on Twitter. SmackDown Live is tomorrow. I will be doing a SmackDown Live review. Bye for now.